What's up, CW fans? This episode is all about punctuation. We're going to be talking about 4 units of punctuation: the period, the comma, the question mark, and the slash, or the portable, or the the vertical slash. We are going to probably start with that one because it's well used, especially for people that are operating mobile, and they usually put their call sign in and do a slash m. Some people are portable, so they do a slash p. So we're going to jump in and start with that piece of punctuation, only because I think it's pretty common, probably followed by the question mark, which arguably might be the most common. So we'll do those 2 pieces of punctuation. And I typically like to say that these videos kind of build on each other. However, I'd like to do this one almost in a vacuum because I think folks that might already know the letters and numbers, they can just kind of jump right into this. So if you don't know letters and numbers, you should probably do that first. And as we will obviously throw a couple of letters in here as we talk about punctuation, but we're going to get started with the slash, which sounds like this. So that's the slash, or the portable operator, or the designator that follows a call sign for like portable or mobile. So if we do the slash, if you remember your letters, that is the M. And I do that quite often. I like to operate mobile, so I'll send out my call sign with a slash M for mobile. So that's a slash. Or, portable. Sometimes if you're operating in a different call sign area or a different country, you'll hear that a lot too. So you'll get like W9 slash, and then another call sign like Echo Alpha 1 Bravo Lima, something like that. So we'll do like a W9. That's the W. 9. There's the slash, and then somebody's call sign like Echo Alpha 8 Charlie Alpha. I don't know if that's a real call sign or not, but that would be one of the use cases for the slash. Of course, we just covered mobile, and then portable is also another one of those. So you can do in any kind of time you want to put some kind of a spacer between 2 elements. I think I might have seen some Parks on the Air folks put that in between, like maybe 2 parks that they are at, or maybe there's 2 operators or something like that. But it's a great commonly used symbol. And you might even hear that on 2-meter repeaters throughout the United States and maybe around the world, that when they do their identification, they send the call sign, and then it's a slash R for repeater. So that is the slash. Now the other character that I want to spotlight is the question mark. That's the question mark. And it can be used standalone also. If somebody's sending their call sign and you just didn't quite pick them out, you can just do like that. Some operators, maybe the old timers, like to send the word AGN, which is an abbreviation for again. I think it's probably longer to send than just a traditional question mark. So I like the question mark. Very popular, especially if you're operating someone's on the air and you're just trying to pull somebody out of the noise. Throw in a couple of those question marks. have them come back to you. Hopefully you can pick them out of the noise and complete a QSO. So that's our question mark. Whoops. See, there's all mistakes and everything. So there's a question mark. Sounds a little different than the slash. That's a question. There's the slash. So two very popular punctuations. So if you know what that is, let's do it again. See if you can remember. That would be the question mark. So what do you think about that? So that's the slash. So those are two very popular punctuation marks. The other two punctuation marks are the period and the comma. There are other punctuation marks that are listed in the International Morse Code dictionary, if you want to call it that, but they are so uncommonly used. I wouldn't even consider learning them, to be quite frank. But the period sounds like that, right? So that's how the period sounds. Whoops. There's the period. There you go. And then the other one is the comma. It's almost the inverse of a question mark, but it seems kind of long enough so that it kind of gives you the idea that, yeah, that must be a comma. Again, not used that often. It's probably one of the least used punctuations out there. So there's your comma. And then the period. So comma and period. So let's do a question mark and a comma, because those are, pretty much inverse of each other. So there's a question mark. And then let's do a comma. So question mark and comma. Now, what was that slash character again? So I want to do mobile operations, so I'll just do, whoops. It actually sounds like me mobile, because sometimes when you're driving and you're going over bumps and potholes and stuff like that, your hand will be slipping around and you'll mess up pretty bad. I was doing a QSO with a friend of mine, Whiskey Tango 2 Papa, and wow, I butchered up my call sign so bad, and I couldn't believe he actually picked it out of the noise and the chaos. So it's kind of funny. But yeah, my call sign with the /M would sound like this. So that would be at more like 7 or 8 words a minute with the Farnsworth spacing. And if we were to do this at legit 18 words per minute, it would sound like this. So a little bit fast, like actually way too fast for beginners and learners. So do not sweat it. We are doing the actual code at 18 words a minute with a Farnsworth spacing of about 5 words a minute, maybe 6 or 7 at a couple of times. So again, let's run through the punctuation. One of my favorite, the slash. Good question mark. See if you remember that one. right? There's your period. You notice that if you're watching the video, you can do it not iambically, so you can do, or you can do it iambically, like that. So that's the period. So those are the 4 punctuations that are pretty popular. Some folks might say, "Oh, you know what? You left out the break or the symbol that sounds like this," or sometimes it's shown as an equal sign. And that is a very popular way to kind of like create a break in the conversation, but that is actually a pro sign. And we're going to be doing pro signs in our next video, so stay tuned, and hope you can kind of like watch that. I've got a handful of pro signs that I think are pretty popular, and there are quite a few of them, most of them not used very often. And there's a couple of Morse Code things that seem like they're pro signs when they actually aren't. So I'm going to go over that in the pro signs video. So stay tuned for that, and hopefully this was a good punctuation video for you. So stick around and keep checking out this channel for some more. CW on, my friends.